Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Talking Toku, the only podcast where we talk about sci-fi monsters and dinosaur adventures. I am your host, David,
I'm Brian.
and
What's up?
holy shit, guys, we got a doozy of an episode for y'all today. It's a long one. This might end up being our longest episode ever.
I feel like you say that a lot, and then it usually doesn't happen.
I know, but consider that the session we had the other day, because we have I'll get into this, but we had a bunch of guests on, and as you guys know, when we have guests on, you do the guest segment separately from this segment here when we're doing the intro and the news and all the outro stuff. The segment with the guests alone is on average the length of one of our normal full episodes.
Oh,
It was an hour and 40 minutes.
Jesus. Well, you haven't even edited it, though.
I know.
There
I
was a
know.
lot of pauses in there.
There were a lot of pauses. There's probably going to be some crap that does not need to be in the episode itself, but we
Yeah.
will see about that. That's going to be for me to discover tomorrow when I go in to edit this.
You should tally how many words I say in the entire episode.
Oh, you're totally right. I should. That could be funny.
And the timestamp just says Brian speaks.
You might be onto something there. I should do that. So what are we talking about today? Well, if you look at the title of the episode, if you're literate, you could be able to tell. You'll be able to tell what we're talking about. I went to G Fest, but Brian didn't. I did, so I was like, hey, let's do a G Fest coverage, and Brian, you can be there if you want.
Yep. Except I was the one who said we could do that and maybe get guests on, and you were like, "Ooh, that's a good idea."
You were the one, so I don't know. I hope you should have known what you were getting into with that, but
See, Dave, you're the recording guy. I'm the ideas
you're
guy.
the ideas guy. I see.
I have a lot of ideas,
Well, then
usually bad ones,
why
but
am I the one with the note on my phone of all the ideas?
oh, that's true. I don't know. I don't know about that one. It's because I tell them all to you, and then chronicle them or whatever. You write
That's
them
true.
down.
You haven't given me anything recently though. I don't think.
No, I really haven't.
Damn,
Well, I know the list is huge.
it's not even that big, honestly.
Oh, I thought it would have been bigger at this point.
Not as big as it could be. That's what I'll say. We need
Hmm.
more on there. So
Yeah.
start giving me some ideas, Brian.
All right.
Well, how about this? I'll put one on right now. I'll put G Fest 2025 coverage.
Don't cover till 2025.
What if we cover it before? We'll cover G Fest 2025 before we go to G Fest 2025. How about that?
That would be a pretty good April Fool's joke.
We'll just assume. We'll just pretend like we already went and talk about all the cool stuff we haven't done yet.
You should just name the episode like Brian and David have a manic episode.
have a extremely realistic delusion.
Oh my god. Amazing.
That'd be good. But yeah, so we're covering G Fest, and holy shit, we got a ton of our friends on the show to join us. Should we tell them, our listeners, about all our friends, Brian, or should we wait?
Yeah.
Do you want to
We
tell
should
them?
gloat. We should gloat about all our friends.
All our friends, all our good pals.
Yep.
So we have Mr. Kaiju United himself, Jacob Lyngle. Now I should mention to you, Brian, because I introduced him as such when he came on. That was a running joke throughout the entire weekend.
Oh. So every time you saw him you would just say that?
I'd be like, "Is that Jacob Lyngle from Kaiju United? I'm a huge fan of your work." He would do that to me, like, "Is that David Scrivani from Talking Toku?"
Yeah, but I do that to you too. I think we all do that to each other.
I know, but it was many times during the weekend. It was very funny. So I would do the same thing to our other guest, Adam from Thirsty Thursday Toys. Is that
Well,
Adam from Thirsty Thursday Toys? I love your work. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, we have Adam as well. Um, we have our good pal Quazies, who I got to meet for the first time at G Fest, and she was very nice, very sweet. And of course, our good friend Donny Winter from growing up with Godzilla, who I also
we
got to
like
meet for the first time at G Fest, and who was
we
also
like
very
just
sweet.
talked to him
We did
too,
just
which
talk
is
to him,
cool. Yeah,
but I got to meet him, Brian.
that's
You
true.
didn't.
I hope to meet everyone next year. I hope so.
You better. I'm
Yeah.
holding. People are expecting it of you now. They're expecting you to be there, so you have to. You can't disappoint them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Otherwise, they'll never come back on the show ever again. They'll be like, "I can't
I
believe Brian lied to me."
I did talk about it with a bit of finality, like I had made up my mind.
You did. You really did. So you
so
can't. You
so it would be really shitty of me to go back on my word now.
yeah. You can't. You really can't disappoint them now, especially because again,
Yeah.
they're never going to come back on. They'll be like, "That Brian guy. He's a
He's a
liar.
real liar. He's a real bastard.
Unbelievable. I can't believe he jerked us around twice now."
Yeah.
So,
Goddamn.
but yeah, so we'll get to that in a bit because, like I said, it's a it's a very long recording session. So we're gonna speed through our news section, and then we'll let you listen in to us ramble on about how cool G Fest was. So
And I can sit there and listen.
yeah, Brian had quite a lot to say.
Yeah.
So much to say. He talked more than any of us, I think.
Yeah, for a guy who didn't go to G Fest, I had a whole lot to say. I had a whole lot on my mind I was thinking about over the weekend, and you can hear about it.
Yeah. Uh, this is sarcasm if you guys have not figured it out.
Wow. I was just gonna lie to them
Why?
and
Oh my
see what
god.
they went
Brian,
in
stop lying to
expecting.
people. Stop lying to people. It's so mean.
Oh, that's funny.
Like I said, if no one's gonna come back, and if and the people, our listeners, figure out that you're lying to them here, they're never gonna listen again. Our listener base is gonna drop off.
Yeah, those people that talked to you at G Fest and said they liked the show,
Yeah,
they're gonna disavow us.
I hope not. They're cool people.
And then that dude on Twitter who said that he listened to us and about talk about Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah,
He's gonna like make a follow up tweet saying, "Never mind, Talking Toku sucks.
they lie. They lie to their
Don't
listeners
listen to
all the
them."
time.
That's
They're nothing
funny.
but two-faced liars.
I wonder if they'll listen to this and they'll know that we're talking about them. Probably,
Maybe,
right? I think
maybe.
so.
I mean, I could shout them out right now, or should I?
I don't know. Just leave it a mystery. They'll
Okay.
get in touch with us if they know it's them.
Okay. Sounds like a plan to me. I hope
Hey,
they
hey,
listen again.
guy, tweet us again and say that you got our message.
Okay.
We heard you.
We heard you. We saw you. I mean, I think I liked your tweet, but
Yeah.
so you should know that I saw you. But now you know for sure. Okay. I'm
Let's
wasting a
go on
lot of
with the
time.
news.
What's happening in the news today, Brian?
Godzilla minus color is August 1st. Real
Goddamn
soon.
right.
So
Real
people like
soon.
me who didn't get to see it,
I forgot you
uh,
didn't get to see it.
yeah, I kept meaning to. And like every time I was like, all right, I'm gonna go see it today, something would come up.
Hmm.
And I just never got around to going to see it. It was only in theaters for like a week,
I
I
think
think.
so. Yeah.
So it's just a little, yeah.
Yeah. So
I managed to see it in color like 4 times, but I never got around to seeing it in minus color. So whatever.
well, a week from today, when this episode comes out, hopefully, I'm gonna hopefully have this episode out on our usual day of Friday. It's gonna depend how much of a pain in the ass this ends up being to edit. Um, yeah, it'll be out a week from today, from you when you're listening, or maybe if you're listening late, it'll already be out. Wouldn't that be something?
Mm.
So we'll see. Yeah, that's probably gonna be when it hits Netflix. That'll probably be when I finally give minus one another watch because I still have not watched it since it hit Netflix initially. Um, just because, again, I tried to get my family to watch it with me, and they had no interest. and
Sad.
that really hurt my feelings.
Sad.
Yeah. So, but my dad never got around to seeing minus color, so I'm sure he'll want to see it now that it'll be on Netflix. So yeah.
Mm.
All right. Moving on, we have a kind of an insane crossover comic coming from IDW.
Yeah, this shit looked fucking weird.
It's yeah.
I
So
I
it's
was looking at it. You, just go ahead. I'll tell you
okay.
about
Okay.
it.
So it's a mini series. I think it's a mini series. I don't think it's a one shot. Yeah, it's a 3-issue mini series from IDW called Godzilla's Monster Piece Theater, in which Godzilla will be going up against Sherlock Holmes, Jay Gatsby of the Great Gatsby fame, the time traveler from H.G. Wells' Time Machine. I think that's the name of the short story, right? The Time Machine.
I think so.
Yeah,
That sounds right.
yeah, and Dracula.
Yeah, that's the one that really threw me off.
Why is that the one that threw you off, Brian?
I don't know, because everyone else is like adequately weird, but I feel like Dracula is just kind of like not in the same category as all the other people. I don't know. I could be
Okay.
wrong. I
So
don't know.
apparently the setup is, and I'm reading this from a Gizmodo article. Um, our basic setup is that it's 1922, and one of Jay Gatsby's big attention-grabbing parties does its job too well, and Godzilla is attracted to the party.
Wow.
I see. I don't think that's a bad thing. Godzilla just wants to party, man. Let him party.
Well, let me tell you, when I first saw this, I don't remember if you sent it to me or if I just saw it on Instagram or something.
Mm.
But I was sitting here with like my head resting on my fist, just looking at it in deep thought because I didn't know what to think about it, and I
Hmm.
was trying to understand it.
Okay.
I was the most I've thought about something that stupid in a while.
Okay.
But hey, it'll probably be really funny at the very least. I
I
kind of
hope
want to.
so.
It looks so insane. I kind of want to read it.
Oh, I really want to read it. I like the fact that the that cover is a reference to the Fantastic Four #1. That's really nice. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, it's an interesting crossover to be sure.
I
I
like
mean,
when
hey,
shit gets weird, so I'm down.
yeah, IDW's doing some real fun stuff. I still got to read that. What is it? Godzilla Skate or Die, where it's like there it's in Australia and Varan is like attacking a skate park. I think it's something,
Hell
I don't know,
yeah!
something along
What the
those lines.
hell? That's so cool.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So this seems fun, and if the rumors are to be believed, and again, I this we don't have a whole lot to go on here, but the rumors are saying that there's going to be a Sonic the Hedgehog crossover.
Oh wait, I think I've heard about that. I think I've
Because
heard. I heard someone like talking about that. I'm pretty
yeah,
sure.
because they tease like that Sonic is going to have a big, in all caps, crossover, either later this year or early next year.
Oh
And
my
like,
god, Dave,
what?
do you think Godzilla's gonna fight Shadow?
I don't know. I don't know. Cause like,
My question to you is becoming manifest. I asked you who would win in a fight, Shadow or Godzilla.
when did you ask me this?
I don't. I think it was when we were playing Unrailed.
Was it?
I'm pretty
Probably,
sure. I
probably
don't.
when this is probably when I told you about this initially.
Oh my god, probably.
Because that
Actually,
wasn't too long
actually,
ago.
yeah.
So
that
yeah,
that would make sense.
it all comes full circle.
It
But yeah,
does.
so I hope that happens because the little kid in me would go fucking nuts if that was the case. Um, but yeah, I mean it wouldn't be the first time. They have now two Mighty Morphin Power Rangers crossovers.
What do
So
you would you want Godzilla to fight Sonic, or do you want them to be friends?
I want them to be friends.
Okay,
I think that would be cooler if they were friends.
yeah. They just give each other fist bumps.
I I want Godzilla to use the Chaos Emeralds to go super.
That's
That's
probably gonna happen.
that thing. Yeah, I think it is. If the crossover actually ends up happening, I think it will happen.
I mean, they managed to make what like Kong like a Green Lantern or something
They
in that
did.
crossover.
They did.
That's pretty crazy.
All right. Well,
Well, I mean, I don't know much about this, but All
I can
Monsters
tell
Attack is back.
it's back.
But
Took a
I knew
year
that
off.
because I saw the post on Instagram, so I already knew.
Yes,
But
yes. But yes, All Monsters Attack is returning. It took a year off this year, unfortunate, but it's coming back next year. And we already have some guests lined up. Some guests got announced
ooh,
yesterday. First up, we have Shusuke Kaneko, who of course directed the 90s Gamera trilogy and Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, All Monsters Attack. That'll be cool. Both Brian and I met him at G Fest 2019. I now have a big GMK poster that I can get him to sign, though, which would be pretty damn cool.
would be cool.
And then it looks like they're doing a big celebration for Ninja Turtles, from what I can tell, because they have. I hope I pronounce this name right. Mm, I'm gonna. What if I look him up? What if I look up his name? Oh, he's Italian. Shit, I should know this. I'm gonna be a fake Italian now. Damn it.
You're all fake Italians.
Shit.
Italians aren't real.
And this is when I fade away into nothingness and you're just left alone.
Oh man, that would be weird. That would be bad. I think I'd
um,
freak out.
anyways, I'm gonna hope I get the name right. Uh, Michael Sisti, who portrayed Michelangelo in the first two live-action Ninja Turtles movies, and Leif Tilden, who portrayed Donatello in the first two Ninja Turtles movies. So that's pretty cool. I don't really have much connection to those movies. I think I've only seen them once or twice, and it was like well over 15 years ago, I think. So I don't. Still cool. I'll probably watch them before I go to All Monsters Attack.
Yeah,
Because
maybe we can cover them.
honestly, it's Tokusatsu. They're suit actors.
It's true. Those suits are terrifying.
They are. I mean, they look good for the time for sure. They still look kind of good. It's just in some shots they don't look all that good.
Yeah, there's one shot that I'm thinking of
Yeah,
specifically,
it's the one
and
where you can
you.
see his teeth in the suit, right?
Oh yes,
Yep.
yes,
Yep.
that's the one.
Yeah. Damn, I do kind of want to watch this movie now.
Should do it. Should watch it over a Discord call.
We could. Well, here's the thing. Let's see if it's streaming anywhere. Can we watch? Can we watch it easily?
I
Let's.
imagine it would be on Max.
Mm, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I know Paramount has the right. Currently holds the rights for Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
I
well,
don't know if they do for
that
the
would
older
make sense.
ones. Let's see. Um. Okay. Apparently, the first one doesn't appear to be on any streaming services. At least not none that I have.
Well, time to give it money.
Shit. I'm gonna double check though. Hold on. Stand by. Yeah, no, it's not stream. The first one is not streaming anywhere. That's actually kind of
Sad.
surprising. What
Sad.
about Ninja Turtles 2? It's on Paramount Plus.
Hmm. That's weird. Why is the first one on there, or
I
the
don't
second
know.
one on there, but not the first one? What?
Good question. But okay. Good to know. We'll figure something out. But yeah, so All Monster Attack is back. I'm gonna try my damnedest to go. We'll see if that ends up happening. But I think I did pretty okay in terms of not spending too much money at G Fest this past weekend. So I think I can manage to do two conventions and not
Hmm.
spend a lot of money.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I think the most I spent money on was the hotel, of course. Um, but I don't think, at least for like buying stuff, like at the convention, I don't think I even broke $200.
That's not bad.
No, the
It's not
most
bad at all.
expensive thing I bought was 130, but that was for someone else, and they reimbursed me for it, so that doesn't even count.
Mm. Mm.
I may have gone just over 200, but I definitely didn't break 300. I'd have to really go through what I bought. But yeah, no, I did pretty well for myself. I probably spent more money on food than anything. So, okay. Well, that about does it for the news, I think.
Yep. Any other things you want to talk about? Any other
Um,
non-news items?
I feel like there was, but now I can't remember. Damn.
Hmm.
I'm trying to find. I feel like I would have posted it on Twitter. But no, I got nothing.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
We'll move on to our main topic. Good luck. Have fun, everyone. Again, it's a long, long session, so enjoy us rambling and talking over each other sometimes.
and if you listen hard enough, you can hear me listening in the background.
Yes, I do my best to keep you tuned into the conversation.
Yeah, you do. But
Okay.
for a while, but for a lot of it, I'm just sitting
There's
there,
yeah,
just
you're
just
good.
chilling. It's a
Yeah,
chill episode for me.
it is. It's probably the chillest episode you ever had.
It was the most relaxing episode. I was
Because you
just sitting
didn't have to
here.
do anything.
I was just chilling out. I didn't have to engage all that much.
Yeah.
I feel bad, but you guys were all talking about it and
Nah,
having
it's fine.
fun.
You're fine. All right.
Okay.
Well, enjoy the discussion. We'll get back to you. Bye. Hello, we're here, and we have all our wonderful friends of the show, former friends of the well, not former friends of the show. You guys are still friends of the show. I
If we
shouldn't say
die.
that.
Former friends,
You have,
oh
yeah,
dear.
Nothing
no, get
changed
out
at
of here. Something changed. Everything went wrong at G Fest. But yes, all of you were so kind enough to join me on this show once again to talk about what a lovely time we had at G Fest. And also Brian's here.
Hey, what's up? I didn't go.
Brian
but
is the only one of us who did
Yay.
not go to G
I'm
Fest.
still here. What's
So
up?
we're gonna make Brian feel all sad for not joining us and enjoying the festivities.
He was there in
I would prefer
spirit.
salty. It's salty. I'm salty.
You're salty. Well, so all right. Well, we should introduce all our guests before we get into things. So, who wants to go first? Fight for dominance.
Not me.
I don't know. You spoke first. That means you have to go
No.
first. Sorry.
Okay, well, let me think. Okay, so I'm Quazies, and I do the whole YouTube thing. I've uploaded a lot of Godzilla cartoons that people enjoyed, and I got to go to G Fest this year, and I got to meet all the wonderful people in this call, except for Brian. And yeah, I got to meet a lot of people who watch my videos, and it was an amazing time, and I'm glad to be here and chat about our time. Yeah.
Glad to have you here.
Well,
All
I'm
right, somebody
Adam.
next.
I guess I'll go next.
Yeah.
I'm Thursday Toys here on YouTube. It's not here on YouTube, but on YouTube and Instagram and stuff. I do the Kaiju cocktails and stuff, and it was really cool mixing drinks for people at G Fest and meeting some of you lovely people for the first time, which was a blast.
Adam watched me sleep all weekend.
I watch you.
You were watching?
He's watching
Oh
me
my
sleep.
gosh.
Just want to make sure he's safe and sound.
Oh,
Aw.
now that's a good friend.
There we
That's
go.
sweet.
Thank you, Adam. I
Honestly.
appreciate it.
Well, my name is Donny Winter. I might be familiar to some of you. I'm the host of Growing Up with Godzilla. I am a writer. I do all sorts of nerdy things, and I am super excited to have gotten to meet most of you at G-Fest as well.
Yay.
And then we have Mr. Kaiju United himself, Jacob Lyngle. He will be joining us at some point. It's unclear exactly when, but within 45 minutes, I'm going to say. Half an hour seems a little too generous. But so before we get into the actual discussion, Brian, I think we need to talk about the bit that we did.
You talking about the one that I thought was gonna happen, and then it did happen, and it was really funny?
What? I don't know what you're talking about now.
Your reasoning as to why I didn't go?
Oh yeah, okay. So, Adam, I don't think I ran this by you, but
No.
no, you were actually the only person I didn't run this by, and I think the reasoning for that is because I ran it by Donny and Maggie, and it went so poorly. So when
if this is yeah.
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 yeah, you know. So
You did it twice. It went poorly twice, and you're like, let's keep it going.
So I don't know what the context was in doing this, Brian, but for whatever reason, we just decided, we should have this convoluted, insane reason as to why you couldn't make it to G-Fest. So I was like, oh yeah, maybe you are dead in a ditch somewhere or something. But what we ended up going with is that you got into a fight to the death and you broke all your limbs, and that's why you couldn't come.
I think I said I wanted you to make Brian Lore.
Brian Lore, yes, that was
Brian Lore.
So
You're in a full body cast somewhere.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I told this to both Donny and Maggie, and the look of horror and worry that stretched across both of your faces, and this was in two separate interactions too. This was not in the same conversation. I was like immediately like, I'm joking. It's a joke. I'm sorry. He's fine. I swear.
I am
It's literally instantly afterwards.
I am horribly gullible, so I literally believed you. Like you came up to me and you were like so dire about it. I was like, what?
Well,
okay.
Dave always forgets that he is profoundly unfunny. And
that is not true.
He tries to say
that's not true. I think I'm just so good at deadpan sarcasm. I think that's the reasoning for it.
Well, you deserved an Oscar for that level of seriousness.
Thank you. See,
I was concerned. I could instantly feel like, oh my god, I didn't know he was that hardcore. Like, Jesus Christ.
What was he fighting about?
Yeah,
I don't know, Brian.
To the death? That's crazy.
What were you fighting about? Expand on the lore.
Someone cut me in line at the grocery store. Or Costco.
If
that happened at Costco, I'd be pretty pissed.
Valid.
You were trying
Honestly,
to get that.
Valid.
You were trying to get that big Connect 4, and someone just had to get in front of you.
Oh, dude, they still have it. It's still there.
And you haven't bought it. Why?
No, I don't.
I think this is like the
yet.
second or third time that the big Connect 4 has come up on Talking Toku.
We've been talking about that for
Sam
months.
won't let me get it. She won't let me get it. I can't get it.
Eventually, in the lore of Talking Toku, it will be purchased at some point down the line. All right. Well, now that that's out of the way,
what you'd have to do then is like do what they did with the Blair Witch Project and like bring all the cast out and be like, see, they're alive, they're fine.
I should have, but Brian was not actually present to do that. But
sad.
Oh well. All right. Well, now that that's out of the way, we know that Brian is safe. I guess I'll just go for the first overall question. Did everyone have a good G-Fest?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm glad to hear it, because I did too. I was very, very happy with it.
I'm so happy for you guys.
We're happy for you too, Brian. You got a phone call at least. You got a drunk Jacob Lyngle phone call.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it was like 14 seconds. I didn't even get to pick it up.
Yeah, well, because you were at the
I'm
conference.
Just got a
jealous. I didn't
voicemail.
get a drunk Jacob Lingle phone call.
14 seconds.
Yeah.
It was him begging to come back on Talking Toku. It was pretty funny.
Well, now his wish has been granted and he's not even here.
I know, right?
Come on.
Unbelievable. How dare he have a birthday? God, so
Having
selfish.
fun on his birthday. Ugh.
How inconvenient.
Unbelievable. Well, again, I kind of envisioned this as a shoot the shit sort of thing. So I don't know when did people get in? Actually, I want to know that because Donnie, I know you got in on like Friday. You came in sort of late-ish compared to me and Adam.
Yes. I was initially going to be there the whole weekend, but due to scheduling and some other things that happened, I was only able to be there for Friday and Saturday. But I made the most of it. Like, I feel like it was a very full couple of days for me. I almost did not go to G-Fest because of various shenanigans that have been happening on the interwebs. Do people still say interwebs? Anyway.
I don't think so.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That died in 2014. Anyway. But no, despite having that kind of apprehension at first, I had a very wholesome time at G-Fest. And honestly, the highlight for me was getting to meet all of you and having really good conversations with other writers and friends, etc.
Me too. Yeah. I think that was my favorite thing was I mean, I didn't even get to go into that many panels. I was just stuck out in the hallways talking to people, saying hi to people, and that's my highlight of everything is getting to see all y'all and then seeing all the people. That was my favorite part for sure.
I'm right there with you. I did not get to go to nearly as many panels as I would have liked. I just was hanging out with people most of the weekend.
I mean, it's a good problem to have.
Very much so. The first day, first day, like Thursday is when I did, because I got in on Thursday and I barely was at the hotel. We went downtown, and Brian's gonna be real jealous about this. He already knows. Went to our good old Kuma's Corner in downtown
I hate
Chicago.
you. That place is amazing.
So, are any of of the rest of you familiar with Kuma's Corner?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
I saw the photos you posted.
Yeah. So Kuma's Corner, I don't even remember how I first discovered it, but I discovered it before I went to G-Fest in 2019. Before Brian and I went to G-Fest in 2019, and I was like, Brian, we have to go here because it is a heavy metal themed burger bar, which is so far up our alley, it's not even funny. And the best part about it was when we went in 2019, it was right after Kaiju Crescendo, which is the concert that John DeSantis and Michiru Oshima was putting on at some concert hall. I don't remember where. But because it was a concert and it was like an orchestra concert, we were in suits. So we walk in, we immediately go from this fancy dress event to a heavy metal themed bar, dressed in suits, looking so out of place. But it was fine. We went up to the bar, we got the food, and it was delicious. So it was me, future guest Jacob Lyngle, and a couple of other friends in the Kaiju United circles. We went downtown to get Kumas, and man, 5 years later, it might be even better than I remembered. Honestly, I got the Goat Snake Burger, which is a band I'm not entirely familiar with, but the best part about it was my friend Alicio. He got the Death Cluck chicken sandwich. He takes one bite and he immediately starts cutting off bites for everyone else at the table, and we all agreed it was like the greatest chicken sandwich any of us have ever had.
So I need to go.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Well,
Yes.
I'll add that to my list of dining places.
And I'll wear a suit too.
Okay, cool.
I can be like Pee Wee Herman when he did that. I'll get up on the cabinet and dance back and forth.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, that would be iconic.
You know, I only just watched that movie for the first time.
I love
recently.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure. God, that's one of my favorite movies ever. It's so good.
I watched it when he passed away, and I'm like, I've gone my whole life without seeing this until now. What the hell is wrong with me?
It's amazing.
It's
gosh.
so good. What was I gonna say? I totally blanked.
Do you want to
Sorry,
hear an
Lyngle.
embarrassing G-Fest story?
Absolutely.
Yes, I would love to.
Nobody knows about this yet. Actually, Quazies, it involves meeting you.
Oh no,
So,
what happened?
so David had messaged me that you were down in Kaiju Island together, and that we wanted to meet.
I don't remember
And
that.
I had not checked my. I think it was either you. Was it you that messaged? It was either you or Jacob that messaged me. I think it was you though. So I didn't get the message, but Kaiju Kim and I had ventured down there, and we waited in line for like 3,000 years to get in. And when we got down there, David, you were ushering us over, and we were like, "Oh, okay, here we go." And I recognized your voice, but I did not know who you were immediately. And then you gave me like this thoughtful card. I was like, "Oh wow, this lovely individual has Quasi stickers." And then I looked at the card. I was like, I need to read the card. I need to read the card. And I was like, oh my god, I am standing in front of Quasi. And then
oh gosh,
I felt so embarrassed because I was just like, I should have like deduced because 2 + 2 is 4. And then I was like, oh my god, it's so great. That's happened to me so much at G-Fest. It happened to me with Monster Island Buddies as well.
like not registering until like 5 seconds later. Like, wait a minute, that's
Yeah,
you.
I can be a little oblivious to things.
That happened a couple times over the week. I love it because I love like the realization moment where like, oh, that's you. That's my favorite.
Well, and I tried to not make my realization dramatic because I
You
was like,
did a good job.
I was
I
like,
didn't even realize. I
I'm
didn't
winning this
realize at all.
Oscar. Like, I need an Emmy and an Oscar for this because
You
I
did
should
a
have
good
known
job.
better.
I didn't realize at all. I was like, oh, I'm talking to Donnie now.
It
I'm
was
giving
wholesome
Donnie your
though.
card.
At the end of the day, it was a very wholesome exchange, and I absolutely loved it.
I wish I could have, chatted a little bit, but God, it's so crowded down there.
It was
It's too cramped.
chaos. Yeah, I feel like we got several opportunities to talk over the course of the weekend, which I was super grateful for
Yeah.
because I'm sure you had quite a few people, coming up to you and talking to you over the course of the time. But like the conversations that we did have, and I think the conversations I've had with each of you over the course of the weekend were, they felt fleeting, but like the moments were very enriching. I think like it was very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could have hung out with you more, Donnie. I feel like I did not see you nearly not as much as I wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Saturday, like, I was meaning to spend more time with people Saturday, but Saturday ended up being crazy with the panel and the signing and all of that. So, but everything went well, so that is a plus.
Yeah, you had that signing. Tell us about that.
So yeah, Saturday evening, Matt, Frank, and I did a co-signing of our comic. That's in the Godzilla 70th anniversary anthology. It was a wonderful experience. I've done signings of my own work before, and I've never done a joint signing.
Yes.
There it is.
I've never done a joint signing before, so Matt was first and foremost. Matt and Caston were super gracious in allowing me into their space to do this. But just being able to sit there for 2 hours, have good conversation amongst ourselves, and then get a chance to talk to writers, creators, and artists who all were excited about the work. Like, it felt really great. I mentioned this, I think, in one of my own videos, but I had a couple of really meaningful experiences where I had like writers showing me some of their work. An artist brought their entire portfolio for Matt to look at, which was really cool. And this person's parents were like asking for like advice on like how to encourage, their child's art, which I think as an artist and as a writer, like that's something that I wish I would have had at that age. You know, I wish I would have had somebody
Hmm.
believing in my work like that. But I think the other thing too, for me, during that signing is I had a lot of LGBTQ plus Godzilla fans coming up to me telling me that they watch Growing Up with Godzilla or that, you know, they really value my work. And I may have cried a little bit on the way home over the whole thing, but it was such a wholesome experience. I will never forget it. Thank you for attending my TED Talk.
It was beautiful. I
Oh,
loved
that's
it.
good.
I loved every second of it.
What was the turnout like? Because like I was there. I think I might, I may have been like first in line for that too, actually. So I
You weren't
Yes.
gonna get stuck.
no, I was like, I
I
need to get
think
there, and I gotta go.
so the line so at first like there were just a few people, but then the line spanned throughout the entire Kaiju Island. In fact, multiple times Caston had to tell people like, "Hey, make sure you're not crowding other people's you know, tables and stuff like that." But it lasted like that for about an hour and a half, and then like toward the last 30 minutes, it kind of let up a little bit. But it was pretty hectic for a while, but a good hectic.
That's good. People they wanted to see Donny Winter.
Most of them wanted to see Matt. I was just there for the ride.
That's fair. It was.
It was
I'm
really
not
okay.
surprised that a lot of
It's
people.
so cool just seeing how much of a celebrity Matt is in our fandom, because like the amount like some people were bringing such obscure items for him to sign, like things from like 2010 and you know things, and it
Oh
was
my
just
god.
so cool like seeing those exchanges. I was just like, I commend that. Like that's got to be so wholesome.
The line for Kaiju Island was insane. Most of the time I went down there, it was just like down and around the corner. So when you guys were doing the signing, I'm like, I got to get there early because I got to make sure I get in.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
were there for
remember
like 2 hours, so you would have gotten it eventually.
yeah.
Eventually, is the
Early on Friday, I tried getting in there twice, and I was waiting in line for probably an hour each time, but never ended up getting in. So
Oof.
Friday was definitely a super duper busy day down there.
Yeah, I think I only got down there twice the whole weekend. The first time I was with you and your group, and then the second time was for the signing, and then I never really got down there again. I would have loved to, I just couldn't find the time. And again, the line was wrapped around the corner there.
I think they need a bigger space, probably.
I think so.
yeah.
I think so too.
It
Ooh,
sounds like they're getting one.
Yeah,
Maybe?
in general, I think the
maybe.
convention needs a bit because I
Yeah.
think
Oh yes, it's
Jessica.
absolutely outgrown that space. It go bigger, go bigger. I think they could pull it off.
Because
Oh, they could for
Jessica
sure.
was telling me, like, I don't even, I can't remember if this was Sunday afternoon or like for Monday morning. She was telling me that it was at around like 7,000 in attendance, which I think they were expecting around 5 to 6,000, so it was about like 1,000 more than they were expecting. And I heard the
Hmm.
fire marshal had to come in on Friday just to make sure
Oh,
everything was up to code, like make sure there's enough space for people and all that. So there's that too.
Well,
Yeah.
Saturday morning they had them open up the dealer room early, or the Kaiju World early, because they're like, we got to start clearing the halls. There's just too many people. Just
Yeah.
get them in.
When I came down Friday morning, I couldn't tell if that line was for was for Kaiju World or registration. It was
oh yeah.
too difficult to tell. I think eventually they split the lines into two separate entities, but at the time when I
Mhm.
first came down, like I'm
It went all the way back. It went where they had those dining room tables. It was
yeah.
going all the way back to there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So
It's
you made the right
crazy.
call coming in late, Donnie.
I mean, it seemed to have let up a little bit when I got there compared to what you guys have been describing, because that sounds That sounds a lot.
I don't know. Like, the line would die down for Kaiju World, but like, I don't think I went in there once when it wasn't like a sea of people.
Honestly, throughout the whole weekend, I only went into the dealer's room like one time because I went in there long enough to get my Mothra blanket because that's what I needed, and I was in there with Kaiju Kim, but we kind of quickly left because it was so overwhelming.
Mhm.
Like there were like crowded aisleways where you couldn't even get through because people were waiting to either check out or get help or ask a question, and I was just like, nope, going back to the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah. There were some vendors I didn't see until Saturday because just like I could not get through.
Yeah, I tried to get the who was it? Was it Otaku America who had those giant claw figures that I was trying to get for you, Brian? It was so busy in there. I couldn't even find the vendor. And by the time I did, Adam, you had told me they had sold out. But
Yeah.
thankfully, you guys.
It's all good. It's in the mail.
Yeah.
And Adam, you got your money. I paid you.
Yes. I mean, I'll take more if you want to send me more.
Absolutely not. I have rent coming up.
You'll get them next time, Adam. It's okay.
Hmm.
Adam, I gotta say, small highlight of the weekend was getting to try a Thirsty Thursday Toys branded official drink.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it. It was great getting a lot of feedback because I don't get a lot of people making the drinks. They're just like, oh, that looks cool, and then like that's it. So it's just me and like my wife will taste everything. But like G Fest is the big like here's some feedback on stuff, which is always nice.
I love that.
The space titanium.
Oh god,
That's what I had, right?
I
I don't even like alcohol, but that was good.
it was
I like
tasty.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
have
might
the
do that
honor of
again.
having a drink.
Well, next year
I need
I
to
might
make up for
bring
that
the
next
space
year.
titanium back. Well, because a bunch of people like
Yeah, bring
it
it
was
back.
like Sunday. They're like, I didn't get a chance to try it. I'm like, I'm out.
You needed to bring
But-
more, damn it.
More, right? Well, because what I do is I get the stuff, I get all the ingredients here when like I know I'll have the ingredients. I stick it in my suitcase and ship it basically. Because I don't want to like have a whole plan and then get there and then not be able to find any of the ingredients. So, yeah, next year more.
So, and you had the shot too, right?
Yeah, the Suko shot.
Goodness gracious, that was. Whew. that was a strong shot, my friend.
Thank you.
Wait, I didn't hear about this. What is that?
So that's bourbon, banana liqueur, orange liqueur, salted caramel syrup, and bitters.
Okay. Ooh.
It might be a little too syrupy, but it's a shot, so like goes by quick.
You know what? Why not?
Yeah.
It was
Why not?
tasty. Don't get me wrong, it was tasty.
Sounds delicious.
Thank
Boy, did it hit, and it hit quickly.
you. just like Suko, it's tiny, but it packs a wallop.
Very true. And you said you initially envisioned that as a full cocktail?
Yes, because I'm I'm mixing stuff all the time, so I like getting to that level is like, oh yeah, it's fine, I can just sip on this. But my wife brought up the point. She's like, not everybody is drinking as often or as much. I'm like, yeah, I should probably shrink it down.
See, Brian,
more manageable.
next year, Brian, you'll also get some Mr. Thirsty Thursday officially branded
Please. Please.
Because I've been
hoping.
trying to match like anniversary years. So the first time I did it at G Fest, it was all Geigen drinks.
No, I missed it.
Oh, those were fun. I had little cockroaches on them. Last year was the Jet Jaguar Punch Punch Punch, and then this year I did the Mechagodzilla and then GXK because they were showing that. But next year is also Mechagodzilla, so
more space titanium. Unless you have a
more
Titanosaurus.
space titanium. Well, I wanted to because they've had kaiju cocktails at like the Red Bar down there.
Oh, all right.
And
Hold on. I have a bone to pick with Red Bar.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, God, that pissed me
Dave
off.
was so mad about this when he first told me about it. He's seething with rage.
I was so mad. Like I don't even know. Was it? I can't remember what day it was. I don't think it was Friday because we went to see Final Wars, which we got to talk about that.
Oh, we will.
But yeah, I was at the Red. I think it was on Saturday because I didn't go to GXK. We went to the Red Bar just to get some food and get some drinks. And they had a kaiju cocktail. It was the Blue Kaiju, I think it was.
Mhm.
And it was basically a Blue Hawaiian, but not as good as a regular Blue Hawaiian. And I get the bill, fucking $18 for a single cocktail. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That's how much I spent. I was so pissed.
Because they're using Patron.
I mean, I guess, yeah. But still, $18
Yep.
for a cocktail.
$18.
I made
Yeah,
that mistake myself.
Not happy about that. I should have just gone up to the room and stolen from the Thirsty Thursday
Next year.
next
Next
year.
I'll make my version of the Blue Kaiju.
Well, they had two. Did they have one for every day, or
No, it was just the Blue
it was just
Kaiju.
Blue Kaiju? Okay, I thought I saw someone posting about a different one, but I'm glad I didn't go back for more. The food was good at Red Bar. Don't get me wrong, but the drinks, who? No, thank
The
you.
food was delightful. It was just, you know,
I don't want to
a
be
little
paying
pricey.
$20 for a cocktail, for a not that good cocktail, you know. Not when I can go upstairs to my room and get a free one.
Right? Well, I would love to collaborate with them and like have them mix and serve some of my recipes. But that would also cost way more than coming up to the room and drinking it for free.
And Lord knows how much they charge for your drinks too.
Right?
They probably.
You should have like a little donation pool because I feel like I would be happy to donate to something like that.
I legally. So when I did this the first year, I read all sorts of stuff about is it legal to have bottles in your luggage and all that kind of stuff, and serving drinks in your room and kind of stuff. And I cannot legally accept money for the drinks, but you could donate to my dinner fund.
Yes,
it's just a present. It's just a present.
Feasibly, months ahead of time, one could make a generous donation.
Ooh, yeah, actually, that would go towards the ingredients. It does.
Go towards the wonderful frivolity of G-Fest.
Well, that's kind of because we're talking about when we got in. I got in Wednesday at 7 a.m. because the plan was I was going to meet up with some friends and we were going to go to the aquarium, but then one of them had to cancel because he couldn't afford it because of some medical stuff came up, and then everyone else decided to go to Japan instead. So I'm like, well, I'm here Wednesday. So actually, I met up with some other people, and then we ran around town, and I was buying more ingredients because it was apparently too heavy for my backpack or my suitcase to have all the bottles in there. So I had to leave a bunch of stuff behind. So I just spent most of Wednesday running around, going to stores, buying ingredients.
God,
that had to have been hectic.
It was fun. I mean, it was nice knowing that I have 2 days basically before anything really happens.
Well,
but I went to my first Five Below.
Oh,
that's right. Yeah, because that's you guys don't have that on the West Coast.
Because we don't have these on the West Coast.
Wow, I love Five Below. Five Below's dangerous though. Ooh.
Yep. I'm like, you get this for $2.50. I got sunglasses I didn't need, but they were there.
Brian,
my fiance. Oh, go ahead.
Brian, as a former East Coast resident, do you miss Five Below?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what Five Below is.
What's that? Okay.
Oh.
All right. Well, never mind then. All right. Well,
sorry.
Before we continue talking, our final guest is here.
Wow.
Birthday boy is here.
Mr. Kaiju United himself, the birthday boy, Jacob.
Oh,
my
yes.
gosh.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Yay.
Thank you. I am 26. I'm one step closer to midlife crisis. But we just had some
Yay!
good burgers, so everything's okay.
Well, we already
Sounds
talked about it,
awesome.
but tell us about the burger you had at G Fest.
Oh man, Kuma's?
Yeah,
Oh dude.
we had a
I
huge.
got the Kuma Classic. I like to play it safe when I try gourmet burgers and just get their staple, the safest pick. And then I dive into the weird stuff. So I got the Kuma Classic. I didn't go and get like the Bathory or some crazy heavy metal thing, but had a poached egg on it, and then the lettuce, tomato kind of stuff. It was really freaking good. Probably one of the best burgers I've ever had. I'm so glad we're talking about burgers.
You were silent the entire time you were eating it, which I took as a good sign.
Yes, I'm kind of a strange man. When food is really, really good, I'm very quiet.
I'm not. I'm very vocal when I love food. In fact,
You're just like, this shit good.
it embarrasses people sometimes. There's like groaning and moaning and everything.
Wow, you really like that cheeseburger, Donnie.
Food is great,
It's
especially if it's bread.
I like
Jacob.
Look at me, Donnie. I like food.
Now, speaking of food, did everyone get to go to the promised land of Giordano's?
No.
I did not.
Well, Jacob, at least you and I, at least we got it delivered. That's something.
That's the Chicago style pizza place,
Yes.
right?
See, I'll let Donnie go, and then I got something to say.
Uh-oh.
I was just gonna say, last time I got pizza from them, I was so bloated and dying that I could not function.
There is a lot of cheese in that
I could
pizza.
not function.
Like a block per slice.
It really is.
Yeah.
See, the locals tell me that Giordano's is the McDonald's of Chicago pizza deep dish.
Really?
Oh.
So, there's a pizza joint out there that has really good deep dish. And it's not McDonald's.
Have
level
the
quality,
locals
but
informed you of what this place is?
no, they're gatekeeping it
They're
from me.
gatekeeping.
It's a secret.
Goodness. Well,
Gino's East is really good, but they do more than deep dish. They just do like normal pizza for normal people.
normal people. Yeah, not like those Godzilla fans. They're not normal.
not.
We aren't.
They're not.
No, we're not.
We're absolutely not.
Case in point, the Pickwick screenings.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so I was under the impression you hit up a lot more of those than I did.
Of what? Annoying people?
Yes, but specifically the Pickwick screenings.
Well, I don't care about the cheering or anything. It's just like when you're like talking at your normal outside voice level like the whole time and narrating the whole movie. There's one person next to us during the Return of Godzilla who's just like, oh, I don't remember this part. Oh, I think they shot him with blood coagulate or something. I don't know. He's trying to get the girl off with the helicopter or something. This must be a different version from the one I saw. There's no speech at the end or something. I don't know, but it's just like, oh my gosh, no. No, we can
exhausting.
clap. We can clap, and we can get crazy, but I don't know. It's
That was
just
for
narrating the whole thing.
The entire runtime.
Well, they got in halfway through, so
Oh,
we
God.
enjoyed. Yeah,
You're fucking halfway through. Oh my god.
we enjoyed the first half, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're gonna be crazy no matter what. People are gonna. I mean, I freaking clapped. I clapped for Final Wars. I clapped for whenever Suko got thrown. I do the clapping and everything, but the talking during the whole thing is just like Let's not
I-
through the whole movie.
Oh man, I only went to Final Wars this year just because I had already seen GXK like 3 months ago. I didn't need to go
Yeah.
again. I did hear during Space Godzilla that there was a round of applause for the brief male nudity that we see in the
Yeah, I clapped.
God
I
damn.
clapped.
I would have clapped for that too.
They were so brave.
film. Final Wars was a madhouse.
Oh
It
my
reminded me
God.
of
Final
Rocky
Wars.
Horror midnight screenings, dude. Like, oh
Final
my
Wars
gosh.
was exactly as hype as I was hoping it was gonna
Yeah.
be.
Yes.
Like when that got announced as one of the screenings, I don't think I've ever been as excited to see a Godzilla movie in a theater as that.
I mean, can I talk about hearsay here? Can I do that?
I mean, if you want, yeah, go for
Hearsay.
it. You were
Do it.
if it's what I think you're going to talk about, you were telling everyone like all weekend anyways. So
Maybe. No, not that. Not
Okay,
that.
then I have
can't
no
talk
idea.
about that. The word around the town is that a lot of people are going to push for Mr. Kitamura to show up next year. So that's a push. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. If you're listening, that doesn't mean it's not going to. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. It just means that a lot of people really want him to come. So,
Well, we're going to manifest that. I'm going to
I
put that
think
on my
now-
Pinterest vision board.
and then we'll have
Now is the
another
time.
Final Wars screening
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah,
I would
we'll
lose
do it
my
again.
mind. Gosh,
One
would
more
too.
time.
please.
The Final War screening was like nothing compared to GXK. That was the most insane theater experience of my entire
I
life.
heard from both you and Quazies that was somehow even more insane than Final
People were
Wars.
literally screaming
Yes,
most of the movie.
they were standing up. They were standing up
Standing.
and pounding their chests and stuff.
Oh my God.
Oh my god!
It was bananas.
Maybe it's bananas.
That,
They were
I
going
wish-
ape shit.
But
everyone was just mucking around.
I do wish Kong could talk in the movie so he could look at Scar King and go, "All right, there's no more monkeying around this time."
If only.
that'll
Why
be the
didn't you
next
sign that?
verse.
People were
Or like the-
standing and beating their chests. That is,
Dude, it's like during the costume parade. Like when Scar King came out during the costume parade, they were like, "Boom!" With the fists.
Oh
like
yeah,
the
they did the
monkeys do.
chanting whenever they started the battle scene with Scar King and Kong. They all did the chanting, the who. They were all doing it with the monkeys beating the freaking ground. It was like, oh my god, y'all are into this. Y'all are into this.
People love the MonsterVerse, man.
They do. They do.
you know, good for
I have
them.
fun.
Good for
I have
them.
fun. Oh man, what was the moment? I think when Sum 41 started playing.
Oh my
like,
God.
I
Oh,
was like,
people
oh my God,
lost
this-
their
This
minds.
is it.
Jacob, my voice still is not completely recovered.
I
From that
lost my
scene.
voice Saturday and Sunday with all the panels and all the yelling at the costume parade, and then Final Wars. My voice was gone on Sunday.
So I
completely
posted a
lost my voice.
video of it on Twitter. I haven't posted it on Instagram or Facebook yet. Actually, I posted it on my Facebook, not the Talking Toku Facebook, but my personal Facebook of the video I got during that scene, and I don't care. You can very clearly hear me singing along to "We're All to Blame." I have no shame whatsoever. It's very, and I think so. And it's funny. I don't know who it was, Jacob. It may have been Elijah or Nick Crispino. I heard someone in the background saying, "Sing along, guys," and that's when I started like, "Yeah, I'll do it." Fuck
Just
it.
nonchalantly sing along.
Yeah, it was just that exact tone of voice.
Sounds like a Wiggles episode. Come on, kids, let's sing Sum 41.
And I only took 2 videos during the Final Wars. It was that, and I had 2 for Brian and Brian can explain why. I had to get a clip of the iconic line, "Listen, kid, there's 2 things you don't know about the Earth. One is me, the other is Godzilla." I had to get that for Brian.
Yeah, it was my yearbook quote. Or, yeah, senior yearbook quote.
It was your yearbook quote.
Yeah.
I didn't get senior quotes. I was kind of
What?
bummed because I wanted something stupid like that.
Oh,
I had decided on that line probably in like sophomore year, and then I just never changed what I wanted to do.
Amazing.
So it's a good line. It's my favorite.
I came up with so many stupid lines throughout my entire senior year of high school that I was like, "Oh, this would be a great quote. Oh, this would be a great quote." And then when it came time to actually do the yearbooks, fucking blanked on all of them. I was so upset. So I was happy that Brian kind of carried on that legacy with the Don Fry quote. And now it's all come full circle. He saw he got to hear the wild cheers during that.
Yeah, I'm not salty at all. Definitely not.
Next year, Brian. Next year.
I like how I'm just sort of here. Just get to listen to you guys talk about the great time you had.
Brian,
you're kind of quiet, bro.
Yeah, you can chime in whenever the heck you want, man.
Yeah.
This is your show too.
Yeah, you're co-host Brian. I am, but I don't know what I was going with that.
Okay.
Like a glistening in the wind, like a tumbleweed.
I mean, I did. I mean, Jacob, I appreciate the drunk voicemail I got from you.
Hey,
that made up for
unofficial defense business.
that made up for a lot of the salt over the weekend. That and because I was seeing Daikaiju at the same time, so yeah, made up for it.
No, that was David. You saw the contact name. That was David.
Yeah, that was all me, Brian.
Yeah. Okay. I know what I heard.
Brian, I asked you if you knew who it was, and you said, "What was it, Jacob?" And you were unsure. You were unsure.
Well, you made it sound like I was talking baloney, but then like
gaslighting
you because you can't. You're annoying. I hate you, Dave. You gaslight me, and then you're like, "Oh, that's not right," and then I feel bad about it, and then you continue to gaslight me. You're a bad friend.
I did no such thing. I don't know what you're talking about, Brian.
You're the worst. I'm just kidding.
Damn, maybe you're right, Jacob. Maybe you are witnessing the Talking Toku breakup arc.
No, that is not allowed.
Okay. Sorry, right after G-Fest, I went through the Legally Blind arc. So,
Oh,
it happened.
Any other highlights from people?
Well, so
Donny, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, Godzilla Final Wars was wild. Like, I've mentioned that was my first Pickwick film, and I'm glad that I got to experience it. I hoot and hollered for Mothra. I did. I was sitting there, I was like, when she appears, the people around me better say something. If they're not, I'm gonna turn around and scream at them. And they did, thankfully.
I didn't say anything.
Boo. Uh-oh.
Excuse me?
I cheered when Mothra exploded.
Oh, no.
It was
Donnie's gonna hunt me down.
Oh, damn it, Donnie.
I kind of laughed when Mothra exploded.
It's kind of funny, okay? It's kind of funny.
And then I laughed when Gigan...
Mothra's superpower is...
I laughed when he exploded. I laughed when everybody exploded. Anyone's dying, I'm hilarious.
When you think about it, like, that whole situation and that battle was just ridiculous. Like,
he didn't stand a chance.
Right, I agree.
God bless him. He's just... He's not the brightest.
I was surprised that it was subbed. I was thinking it would be the dub, but
I know. That's the one Godzilla movie where I'm like, give me my X in English, because it just he hits a little different. Gigan Rise hits a little different in English.
I will admit, seeing my husband on the big screen was great too.
Which one?
The Exilian second in command who takes over.
Yes.
He is my husband.
He's my I have a little man crush on him, not gonna lie.
Yes.
He's a beautiful man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just the aesthetics of that film, like they're all wearing like just sultry costuming, and it's like, okay, like let's.
The
Yeah,
costume
the
design in
black
that
leather.
movie, man, is
Hey,
it's great.
that's because it was cool at the time. Kid
Still is
Amuro wanted
cool. What are you
cool.
talking
Still
about?
cool.
You know, and he watched The Matrix and he was like, "That's cool. They're all in leather. Cool."
They
Sum
were hotter
41,
than the
cool.
Matrix.
I agree.
I agree.
Keanu Reeves, man.
We all agree.
Brian, do you agree?
What, that Final Wars characters are hotter than Matrix characters?
Yes.
I'm gonna be a contrarian and say no.
Bitch.
Boo.
Ryan, you look. Tilt your camera up. Look me in the eyes and tell me Don Fry is not hotter than Lawrence Fishburne.
Hold on.
He's working on it. Or anyone. What the? What do you?
Oh,
What am I looking at, brother?
What am I looking
That's
at?
me.
Is-
What do you want me to say, Dave?
What, Brian? What is this?
That's me.
I can tell, but what?
I'm concerned.
I'm very concerned.
You said to
Okay.
tilt the camera up and look you in the eyes, but I'm too
I'm gonna-
lazy to do that. So
Let's just move on.
That was
yeah,
amazing.
go ahead.
Donnie, how was your signing? Can we talk about that, David?
Yeah.
Donnie
Yes.
did a signing.
I talked about it a little bit before you got on, but ultimately the signing was great. I mentioned a little earlier the fact that we had a lot of really good conversations with people. And it's just, I don't know, like I've known Matt for a very long time, and we never really, until this comic book opportunity, have ever been able to collaborate. And it was just really cool, like seeing like the full circleness of all of it. Because when we did the comic book story, I did not think that this would be the result. Like I figured it would be like, oh, I'm just writing for a month on this thing. You know, it's gonna be a one and done situation. But like them inviting me to do the signing and everything, it was very surreal to me. Yeah.
And it was kind of an impromptu signing, wasn't it? Like it was kind of a last minute sort of deal.
It was something that we kind of planned. It was planned about 2 weeks ahead of time, thereabouts. Mostly because I don't think we knew whether or not it would be, because I technically wasn't a vendor. We didn't know if it was like fully allowed, but apparently it was. I brought some of my own work. I sold out of all of my own books that I brought too, which was really cool because I did not think that there would be a huge demand for, you know, super gay poetry at G-Fest, but somehow there was, so yay for that.
Heck yeah, there was. My little brother got one.
How did your little brother enjoy G-Fest? It was so wonderful meeting him.
He had a great time, you know. He's just been saying thank you to me over and over, like ever since we got back. Because that's the first time he's been on a plane and everything like that. It's the longest he's been away from home in a while, but so I was worried, you know, it might be a little overwhelming, and there were some parts just because it's so crowded, and you know, for a lot of people that's kind of overwhelming, and but besides that, you know, he had a great time and he got to come. I told him, like, you better go get in that line for Donnie and Matt or else you're not going to get it. So he did, and he got down there and waited, and he was able to say hi to both of you, and yeah, he had a great time.
It was so wholesome.
How did he?
I think that. Oh, go ahead, David.
How did he do in the art contest? Because I know he had 2 pieces in there that were gorgeous. I was blown away by those 2, and I think I showed Brian those 2 pieces as well, and he was
Yeah,
very
you did.
impressed
They were
as
pretty
well.
awesome. Hell yeah.
Apparently, he was super duper close to getting third. Like, they were really considering it, but unfortunately, he did not place. But he's going to try again next year, and he's going to try and bring like a bigger canvas because he noticed, you know, the more of the bigger the canvas was, you know, he doesn't really care about winning, but it is fun to keep trying again and everything like that. So, and everybody it encouraged him to reopen his art account too, which is great.
Aw.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
super great.
I think that was the highlight of G Fest for me. Was there were so many first time attendees. And that's always magical. Like I've been going since I was 14. Today I'm 26, so I've seen it all, man. I've seen everything. I just go to see everybody and to meet the guests that are going that year. But you will always, in some way or another, I think you'll always remember your first G Fest. In some ways, it might not be the best, but you'll remember your first. So it was really cool to see a lot of first timers, especially like Haley with the Godzilla Evolved cosplay. I'll highlight that. That was a highlight for me.
Mhm.
I did not speak to her as much as I would have liked, but the few
Same.
interactions I had with her, she was super, super cool. And oh my god, that cosplay too. That was insane. Because I obviously have seen pictures of her stuff online before, but never in person.
It was magic taking her over to Jared Kraszewski, and I didn't ask. I just did it.
Oh.
I was just like, hey, Haley, I'm going to go interview Jared for a second time. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Come with me. Let's show him your cosplay. And she goes, oh, okay. And I just walked over there with her. I'm like, hey, Jared, check this out.
Jared was so cool. Like, it was so
Super
cool
duper
meeting him.
nice. Super duper nice guy.
It was kind
I
of
think-
surreal because that interview you mentioned, Jacob, like I was there helping out with it, and then we just kept shooting the shit with him for like a good half hour after that, and it got to the point where I'd like walk by him in the hall, and he'd be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I'm like, "Oh, God, he knows me. Jerry Kraszewski knows me. It's kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about that." It's like I know you're kind of used to it because you keep interviewing these guys, but like me, I'm not used to it. This is all new territory.
There were people that would come up to me, and I'm sure Quaz can relate a little bit. And they'd be like, holy crap, it's so nice to see you. Oh my gosh, I love what you do. And I have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I'm some guy. There are people on Kaiju United way more talented than me. Like, I sent David the photos that Nick took of the dealer's room at the cosplay meetup.
They
And
look real
that
good.
guy is wickedly talented.
They look real
But,
good, guys.
It's nice to get the recognition, but the imposter syndrome is a very real thing. I'm just some guy in Utah. Like I'm not a special guest. I didn't act in these movies. I didn't make these movies.
Mhm.
But it's nice that the community recognizes what we do. So I think that's neat. But
Yeah.
I'm an introverted person. Like when I hop on a panel or an interview, I'm like, hey everybody. But like IRL, I'm very introverted and like, hey, nice to meet you. So
I think that was part of my shock at G-Fest too. And I had one person stop me on my way because I stayed at the Crown Plaza. I'm forever loyal to the Crown Plaza. I stayed there and I was walking back and I had like random people stopping me on the sidewalk to talk, being like, "Oh my god, like you do that Godzilla show thing, right?" Like, yeah. And I'm like, "Hi, like I look frazzled and a mess right now, but sure, let's talk." It was wholesome, but I think what really struck me was, and I think I mentioned this in one of my videos recently, but the Kaiju Writers panel, we all introduced ourselves, and I mentioned being the host of Growing Up with Godzilla, and like a sizable portion of the room were like, "Woo!" Like I was not I was like expecting people to be like, "What's that?" Like, so that was it was one of those moments where I'm like, okay, maybe it's circulating more than I thought. Maybe it's doing something good. And it felt really validating, I'd say. Not that I still don't experience that imposter syndrome too, but it was nice to be able to kind of witness that.
yeah, for sure, man. And it's like I'd get approached just walking down the hallway after the -1 panel and after the Yamada Q&A. And they were like, "Oh my gosh, you guys did so great. Oh my gosh, you did lovely at that Q&A." I'm like, It's my job. It's what I do.
Yeah, Jacob, do you want to talk about the Yamada panel? That was your big interview panel.
Yeah, let's do that. I won't go into the behind the scenes of how that happened, but I was approached to interview Takuji Yamada, and thankfully, a lot of people recommended me for the gig when they were looking for people to do it. There's no info about him in English, which was the challenge. I welcome that challenge because he's got this plethora of work. He's the king of the scenery. He has a museum that's a permanent exhibition for his art in Japan. Dude's a big deal, but there's like nothing about him in English, which is crazy to me because he's this wickedly talented diorama guy. So I think the first thing I did was, if you were there, or you can watch it on YouTube now in 4K, which is pretty sweet. I wanted people to know who he was. Like, there were a handful of diehard model guys that were like, yeah, I know who he is, but most of that audience had no idea. They were like, oh, it's a special guest. We'll check him out. So it was really cool introducing people to Mr. Yamada. And after the panel, they were even like, yeah, dude, I kind of want to get into dioramas now. That was pretty cool.
Oh.
That's the goal. There it is. He had a great time. I think Mariko, the translator, had a great time. The only thing we got stuck up on were like product names. Like in the US, we have Crayola or Super Scopy. They're called something else in Japan, so it's hard to just say, hey, that's epoxy or that's PCV or resin. You know what I mean? So that was it. But otherwise, I think we all had a good time. My little bums, I didn't get to talk to Ryota. Yeah, a little bit, but that's okay. I think in hindsight, Yamada was perfect. It was also, just on a side note, and I'll stop talking because I hate everyone just listening and looking at me.
I could listen to you forever.
Now's a good time to tilt your camera up, Ryan, so you can stare at Lyngle and peer pressure him.
But
there he
Brian.
is.
That's what Brian looks like.
Yeah.
You saw him on Growing Up with Godzilla, Jacob.
I forgot.
I stand by. I swear to God, I introduced you two at G-Fest 2019. Neither of you
really
remembers
don't
this.
think so.
Neither of you remember this, but I know for a fact I did.
Jacob, I'm so glad that you also don't, because I would feel terrible if you did. I think Dave is trying to gaslight us again.
I'm not. I swear to God.
That was a completely different era in everyone's lives. That's
true.
COVID.
That's true.
Yeah.
You think I remember that stuff? Like my hair was like this long back then. Like
that was before I moved, Dave. I don't remember anything about the before times.
Exactly. But anyways, Yamada, it was sweet, man. Like he thanked me after, had the translator say, thanks for the interesting questions, which is what I get a lot. Cool. From interviewees. They always say the questions are interesting, they're different. It made them think, which is kind of neat. I would probably prefer, hey, the interview was really great, but if the questions are interesting, that means I've done my job, right?
Absolutely.
So, well, that's what got going back to. Sorry.
Go ahead, Adam.
No, like going back to because I've been to a lot of interview panels, and it's a lot of the same. Like, what's your favorite Godzilla character? The same questions, kind of over and over. Yeah, but no, it was at All Monsters Attack. You did like all the interviews there, and those were like really good, and they were so different. And it like the actors you were interviewing like actually seemed excited to be answering the questions. I'm like, oh, I can really tell the difference. So I'm like, any interview that Lingle's doing, I'm there.
Lyngle is like best friends with Tom Kitagawa now after that panel at All Monsters Attack.
I interviewed the guitar 3 times last year. Yeah, I was like, dude, he plays the guitar. He's got to do something with that. And that was just me seeing him play in a Facebook group. they posted a video of him playing Hotel California. I was like, yo, what? Godzilla's playing Eagles?
Came for the Godzilla, stayed for the old man band.
But you can definitely tell. And I'm not gonna shame other interviewees because I'm not here to do that. But my style is not when the guest is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
That's
I
not
want
that's
stuff
not
like
come
almost
across when I post this because I'm not recording the video, but
the silence.
the silence will be fine.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's the name of the game. Like even Yamada, like I pulled up all his television contest wins for the '90s, and there's a photo of him in '95 holding the model he won with, and he was like, "That's when I had hair." And he looks the same. It's just black hair instead of gray or white. So I was gonna be like, "Did you have this kind of hair, Mr. Yamada?"
That was a bunch longer ago than that.
Yeah, right. But I thought, the guest lineup was phenomenal. It was great seeing Jeffrey Engels. He was a highlight for me.
Jeffrey was
Same.
so nice. He was so clearly like hyped to be there.
Oh yeah,
He was
so genuinely grateful to be there. We had I'm sure the people behind me were a little annoyed. We had probably like a 10-minute long conversation.
Oh my god.
But we were we talked about poetry. We talked about, being LGBTQ plus fans of the franchise. It was wonderful. Martin, who's partially in charge of everything, messaged me and he's like, have you guys not met yet? What is going on with that? And I'm like, I know, right? But we're talking about some future things, maybe an appearance on Growing Up with Godzilla. Maybe a couple of panel ideas in the future. So let's see what happens.
He did tell me that our interview on KU, not to toot my own horn, but that was one of my favorite interviews in year one. I loved talking to him, picking his brain. It was a two-parter too, and we haven't done that since. But the interview was the interview was 60,000 words when I went to go edit it, a full transcript, which is insane. We talked and talked and talked and talked. But he did say when I got his signature that it was one of the most fun talks he's had while promoting that book. So,
that's sweet.
Awesome.
That makes me so happy, and well deserved too, honestly, because that was a stunning interview.
And he did confirm. I don't know if you guys knew this. He confirmed on Elijah's live stream, and then he confirmed again in his panel. But Mothra and the Luminous Fairies is translated.
Yep,
it's translated. It's coming next year.
Yeah, he told me that right when I went up to meet him, and I'm like, ooh, I didn't even know that.
He told me it too. I gasped.
I would hope he told you. Of all people, I would have hoped he would have told you. But yeah, I didn't even know Mothra had a novella, so it was a very pleasant surprise to me.
He read an excerpt from it during his panel too, and it was like how the Shobijin were born. Oh. It's crazy. It's crazy. There's 4 Shobijin in the book, and they were like, the Mothras consummated their love, and 4 children were spawned. And it's like what?
Okay.
Ooh.
It was crazy. I was like, what the heck? Like,
Mothra's getting a little on the saucy
Coming
side.
soon to G-Fest XXX.
Yeah, G-Fest XXX. Perfect timing. Oh god.
I did hear JD Lee's in the closing panel was like, I think we should call it something else.
Yeah, we're gonna go with 30. Just the number 30 this time around.
No, that's cowardly.
Yeah, Brian's gonna make
WrestleMania did XXX. Why can't we do G-Fest?
That's the only reason Brian comes next year, is to ensure that it's XXX and not 30.
So I can do the Wojak edit and point at it, and Sam can take a picture of me.
Any other fun guest stories from anyone? I was getting to meet Takashi. I keep saying Takashi Miike. I know it's not Takashi Miike. It's Toshio Miike. odd. But Toshio Miike meeting him was really, really fun. He almost seemed kind of surprised that I brought something Gamera for him to sign and not Godzilla. Like, it took him a second. He's like, "Oh, Gamera." It was very strange. He's like, "Yeah, I know what you do, man. Don't worry." But yeah, that was cool, and his panel was pretty good. Excuse me. His panel was fun too. I heard there was some complaints about it, but from what I heard, when I saw, I was like, "Yeah, this is good." Maybe it's just because I knew of his work previously that I didn't see any issue with it, but
He's got a resume though. Like, he's worked on Kamen Rider. He's worked on a lot of Godzilla. He's worked on Gamera. He's worked on Ultraman. He worked on Shin Ultraman. So I guess the more hardcore voices would be like, they didn't cover Kamen Rider. But I mean, let's be real. I'd love to see Kamen Rider representation at G-Fest. But how many of those fans are going to go see it?
yeah. And again, at the end of the day, it is G Fest.
G.
That G's does stand for something.
Even the Ultraman coverage is a little light. Like, we did have Jeff Gomez there, and it was cool seeing him there.
I never got to go talk to him. I wanted to, and the one time I saw him, I like walked by the table in Kaiju World. I'm like, "Oh, that's Jeff Gomez," and then I was on a mission. Like, I was looking for something in Kaiju World, so I didn't actually have to have a chance to stop and talk to him. But
So yeah, he had the Ultraman in America panel, which I missed because it was at 10 a.m. Friday morning. It's kind of scary. But then we had Ultraman for beginners, and that's cool for the people that still aren't getting into Ultraman, that like Godzilla and stuff. But I think there should be more. And I think with Subaraya's eyeballs on G-Fest, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that's why Gomez is there. That might happen. So I'm excited for that. But it was crazy because there were so many interviewees that we've talked to in the past. It was like I said in my recap, it was like a class reunion. We've talked to Donny, we've talked to Adam, we've talked to Quaz, we've talked to Jared Krzyzewski and Jeff Gomez, and so many people. It was just crazy going, "Oh, hey, we talked to you." So that scares me a little bit because I'm like, where do we go next?
well, you've named everyone in this call except for me and Brian. So
Ooh.
that could be where you go next. Just saying.
I'm gonna leave you a drunk voicemail saying, "When can I get on Kaiju United?"
It was cool seeing Taguchi too. That little surprise appearance. I don't know if anyone met him.
I got to meet him.
I know David and I did.
Yeah.
But for those of you that don't know who that is, he directed Bugan, the indie kaiju short film that was made to promote a local hot springs city in Japan and their tourism, to raise money for that. And it's a pretty good short movie.
It's fun.
They do a lot of indoor pyrotechnics, which is cool. That's something you don't see in a lot of kaiju films. They blew shit up inside. But he also is the lead director on Ultraman Blazar and Ultraman Orb and Ultraman X, like recent Ultraman stuff. So he's got a resume, and he loves Godzilla. He's a giant Godzilla nerd, and he's at the right place.
Yeah. I would have liked to talk more to him about just how fucking excellent Blazar is, but I'm sure a lot of people did that. I mentioned it in passing. I'm like, yeah, dude, Blazar was like peak. I didn't say peak. I probably wouldn't have understood what that meant, but no, I did get to tell him just how excellent it was, and he seemed thankful. So I'll take it.
Blazar is really good. You should watch it. Go watch Ultraman Blazar. It's on YouTube. It's free.
Yeah, this is
it's
now
free. You can watch it whenever you want.
We're not sponsored by Tsuburaya, but watch Ultraman Blazar.
We'll take the sponsorship though. You give it to us. We'll do it.
Yeah, Tsuburaya, if you want. If you want.
Please.
This podcast is sponsored by Joy-Con or Raycon.
what was that? That
Raid
mobile
Shadow
game? Yeah,
Legends.
there it is. Raid Shadow. I don't remember the name of it.
The new one is World of Tanks or War Thunder.
Is it?
So
Yeah.
gotta jump on those big ones. Or Factor. Yeah. We're never getting sponsored. It's fine.
This is why we have you here, Brian, to chime in for all the dumb jokes.
You're welcome.
Who do you guys want to see next year for special guests?
Oh God. Oh, Donnie's got something cooking.
Well, I think that the Mothra trilogy deserves more love, and we should have guests from those films too.
Mm?
Oh my gosh, the twins. Come
Megumi
on.
Kobayashi, who
Can we
plays
find them?
Mole, who is still very active as a musician, and just recently starred alongside Megumi Odaka on Hoshi. What's the number?
Oh, 35?
Hoshi 35. Yes. Why has she not been invited yet? The composer of those films, Toshiyuki Watanabe. Hello. Why are we not inviting those guests?
I would love to see
So-
more film composers in general at G-Fest.
Absolutely. Like, when Michiru Oshima came, like, that was such a unique experience. I'm sad that I didn't really get a chance to really have a conversation with her or really, sit down or anything, but it was still so cool being able to go to that concert back in, 2019? That was so wonderful.
Well, I don't know how likely this is, Jacob, because we're talking about potentially for All Monsters Attack. I'm forgetting the guy's first name. I'm gonna have to look this up because I can't remember it. The lead in Godzilla vs. Megalon.
Oh, yeah!
The inventor, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Katsuhiko Sasaki.
He's going to Chiller. He got announced for Chiller.
Him and Tomoko Ai, who was Katsura in Terror of Mechagodzilla.
love
And
her.
it is Terror of Mechagodzilla's 50th anniversary next year, so might be a good call. Other than that, for guests for next year, I'm trying to think.
Next year's also Godzilla vs. Destroyer's anniversary. I think Megumi Odaka coming back might be
I
lovely.
would love to meet her.
Would love to see her.
Oh, I cried after I met her. It was great.
I was so jealous of everyone who went that year.
She was the my first G-Fest was 2007. She was the catalyst that got me to go back 2018. I was like, I'm gonna venture for Megumi. I'm gonna do it.
It's a damn good reason, man. I don't blame you.
I would like someone, holy shit, like Yumiko Shaku brought me back. I was like, whoa!
I was jealous of that too.
I am so upset that I did not go and meet her last
She's
year.
very nice.
Well,
so sweet.
She's very sweet lady. I want guests like that, and then I would like TJ Storm to come back because he was so much fun to have.
And so enthusiastic too. Like I was watching him meet the kids in front of me, and it's just like, oh my gosh, my heart. It's just, because so many kids love the MonsterVerse. Like keep bringing some MonsterVerse people back so the little kiddos can be happy.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that's something I'll praise about the new regime, is there's not any weird red tape about bringing the MonsterVerse guys.
Yeah.
There was a couple years back when King of the Monsters came out, but we're finally past that.
And
we kind of have to be.
I'll say that
But-
I saw a lot of what you guys were talking about with TJ for Alan Henry this year. Like a lot of kids were super, super happy to see him. And I know I didn't see it, but I know he did like a reading of the children's book that he wrote. I saw pictures of it. I'm like, that is incredible. I love that. So I'm glad like there's guests that like the kids can recognize and appreciate.
Yeah. Super important to have, I feel like.
Definitely.
Because we're all getting older. There's gonna be a time where we pass the torch. And there's going to be other creators that make their own websites and podcasts and shows about growing up with Godzilla, but not called that because we're original here.
The next generation.
Yeah,
They can call it that.
Brian, do you think we could do you think we could take someone to court, or if someone calls their podcast "Talking Tokusatsu"? If they do the full word.
I don't know, but we're gonna try.
He's Brian's all in. He's like, yeah, I'll sue him. I don't care.
Yeah, who cares?
By Kaiju United.
It's Toku Talk.
There we go.
You guys are gonna cover the hearings and everything,
Those will be
like
bonus
the news.
content.
Oh god.
Adam, who do you want to see at G-Fest? What special guest?
What's his face from the Gamera trilogy, from Rego? He's been in a bunch of
Oh
stuff.
my god, yes. What is his name? I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, him. I want to meet him. Whose name I can't remember.
I'm looking it up. Hold on. Yukijiro Hotaru.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind more directors. I mean, I think we have one last Heisei director still alive. I'd like to see him. I think it's Okawara, who did Destroya.
Next year would be the year.
That would work.
I'd like to see Masaki Tezuka back, who directed Megaguirus and the Kiryu movies. He was wonderful in 2015 when he came. I'd like to see Kawatani come back. He was there in 2015.
Do another concert, please.
That was when I was a young man, and I wasn't into the signature game as much as I am now. But I did meet him in the lobby. I shook his hand, so it's in here, in my head. Directors, I mean, the elephant in the room, right? We got to get Yamazaki one of these days.
I haven't even opened my -1 poster. It's just still sitting, waiting for him one day. I'm not even unsealing it. I'm just like, when I find Yamazaki, he will sign this poster.
You'll crack it open when you meet him. Is when you'll finally
steam
open
will
it.
blow out of it.
It's gonna happen one of these days. I don't know if it's next year or if it's 5 years from now. It's gonna
eventually
happen.
It's bound to. It's bound to.
Kitamura. Just all the directors. I want to see more movie directors.
Well,
I'm a movie guy. Go ahead, Adam.
For anniversaries next year, we've got Megaguirus 25th. We've got Gamera Guardian Universe and Destroya, both 30th. Return to Godzilla.
Godzilla
40th.
versus Megaguirus is 25 years old.
25 next year.
Oh,
Right?
Donnie's having. It's okay, Donnie.
Donnie, I'm the same age as G98, and I just turned 26.
I'm gonna get a drink now.
I was gonna say, do you need some space titanium? come on over.
I am decaying in real time. Well, literally.
50th anniversary of Terror of Mechagodzilla, 60th Astro Monster, and 70th Rates Again.
Wow, that's a lot of anniversaries.
And I'm sure I missed some.
King Kong 2005. Get Jack Black.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Actually, though.
That was...
I think he'd go.
That would be amazing.
I don't think Jack Black is above G-Fest. I think he'd go.
He wouldn't even go as like a special guest. He would just
go.
show up.
He would pay money. He would just pay money for admission and go. I could see that.
He'd be like Slash from Guns N' Roses, who just goes to Monster Palooza.
Oh yeah.
Shows up. Or Kirk Hammett.
I was gonna say, I think
Metallica,
Kirk Hammett does the same. But
Kirk Hammett's got the largest monster collection on planet Earth. Like
he put on
bring that fucker.
He put on his own convention a couple years ago too.
Yeah, he had like a showcase.
And I think he had like Haruo Nakajima as a guest at his convention or something. So
as he should.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I wanna sweet talk James Rolfe into coming.
Yeah. Bring him
I wanna
out.
do it.
Bring him out.
You already
I
you
think-
planted the seed in that interview.
People would line
I
up to
wanna-
meet him. He would need his own freaking little stall to sit at. Oh my gosh!
I don't know if
yes.
committee. I don't know if the organizers would like recognize like just how popular he'd be. So it would probably have to be what Jared Kraszewski did, where
Yeah, he
you
just
know
shows up.
Kaiju Kingdom brought out
Mhm.
Jared. You know, but I want to do it. That'd be sick.
It's up to us to make it happen.
Also, one last thing: the director of the lake was asked if he'd
Ooh.
like to come, and he's just a little bit busy right now, but he wants to come.
I got my copy of The Lake right there on my shelf, ready to sign if he does.
I for one love that movie. I know it was mixed reception, but I am the apologist for the lake.
I love The Lake. I think it's great. Brian, did we ever do an episode on that or no?
No, because despite me being very excited for it, I never actually watched it.
Brian, what the
So,
fuck?
I don't know, man. You know what? I don't know. I gotta start watching movies. I've been busy.
All right, well, I'll bring it back to our good old running joke. What do you think you'll watch first? The Lake or Gamera the Brave?
Undecided. We'll see.
Okay.
I'll get back to you.
Okay. I don't think you will, but okay.
Mm.
I mean, to be fair, I just watched the Brave, like a year ago for the first time ever.
I only
Gamera
watched it
Brave.
for
It was
the
so
first
good.
time when I got the Arrow
I was
set.
surprised with how good it was.
It's pretty phenomenal. It's pretty phenomenal. I've been telling Brian for years. Doesn't
I am
only
so
watched
lazy.
quick.
I
Everyone
only
hang
watched
up on him.
it
Tell him
because
it's good.
Megumi Kobayashi, who was in the Mothra trilogy, makes a cameo in it. It's the reason I watched it, but it was enough to get me invested.
I did not know she was in that. You learn
She
something new every day.
she plays the main character's mama.
Well, guess I gotta go watch Gamera the Brave again, and I'll watch it before Brian does.
You just need to do something to make me like salty again, like put out another like poll or something.
I did, like a couple weeks
Yeah, but
ago.
you gotta do another one. You gotta keep doing it.
Okay, I can do that. I'm gonna do it right now, Brian. No, God, we are approaching an hour and a half. Goodness gracious. Do we want any closing words or anything left unsaid?
Who's going to All Monsters Attack next year?
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm gonna be vending for the first time ever.
Yay!
I'm nervous, but you know, I watched a walkthrough and I saw that it wasn't an extremely huge, you know, shoulder to shoulder thing, so it should be a chill environment to try vending for the first time.
It's like old school G Fest. That's the vibe I get. It's like G Fest when I first started going.
Mhm.
Back in my day, when you paid $25 and you could meet every single guest back to back to back.
Oh God, if only.
Those were the days. Yeah, I'm going. I'll be there.
I'll be there.
That's about all I can talk about right now.
Very, very cool.
I'm so
I've
happy for you that
convinced
you're
my
gonna be vending.
Yeah, I'm thinking of all the ideas, like a bunch of stickers, obviously. I might go do some like. Have you ever heard of standees before? They're
I
Like
like,
the
think so.
acrylic.
yeah, they're like it's like the character's standing up on its own, but you like click it into a little base.
Oh, cute.
I was gonna do those of like Godzilla sitting on his tail, so it looks like he's, you know, sitting and it's cute. But I have a year to think of cute ideas, so it's gonna be fun.
I don't know if I don't know if you want me to allude to this, but you were telling me something specific that you would have to outsource to a different company for
Oh
that,
yeah.
I'm really, really excited for that if you end up getting it done.
If I can find a manufacturer I like, I was gonna do just a small little, like probably only 30 or 40 of just some custom plushies, maybe of my junior design. Just like just a super small stock because you know you gotta invest some money into making plushies, but if I find a manufacturer I like in time, might be some con exclusive merch people need to come
Ooh.
find. So
Ooh.
I will be buying your entire stock.
Yeah.
I'll hold you to it then.
Okay. I'll start saving now.
Sold out in 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Like
Where all
you
your
to me,
play?
then.
The dealer's room opens. Where all the plushies go? Oh yeah, some dude just bought
The
them
guy
all.
with the bag on his shoulder. It's like
David
what?
running out with just armful.
I just have a pillowcase slung over my back filled with plushies.
Like a Coco Pelli kind of.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for All Monsters. Like, I'm gonna try my damnedest to go. We'll see. I mean, I know Brian.
David, you and me can split a room like last year.
All right, well there it goes. I guess we're rooming together.
Guess we're going.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to convince Brian here to go, but he seems more set on G Fest, which is fine. I don't blame him.
I mean,
It's a
I don't
lot
know.
in a close
What do
period.
you guys think? I mean, I only really have budget for one, so can't really.
I'll put it this way. I'll break it down for you. AMA is a small show. It's very chill. It's very easygoing.
Mm.
If you're a guest guy and you want to meet special guests, bar none. The lines are pretty minimal. Their talent lineup are guests that you will probably not see at G Fest for reasons I can't discuss here. Convention politics. But like you'll get Tsutomu Kitagawa, the Millennium Godzilla. Like most of the working suit actors will be at AMA. So if that's what you want to see, AMA is your guy. If you want to see all the other stuff like the Pickwick and there's
Massive
a better toy
vendor hall.
massive,
Mhm.
yeah, vendor hall. Then model room, video game room. G Fest is your game.
Yeah,
There's more
I'm more
people,
of
there's
a
more folks to see.
I'm more of a vibes kind of guy. I just like walking around and seeing everything. I'm very low key. I'm not like Dave. Dave loves to talk to people.
What do you think?
Dave is a social butterfly.
What do you think we're doing
I bet.
right this second, Brian? We're talking to people.
All right, you got me. I don't know. You're right.
I've destroyed your
We are
argument
talking to people.
immediately. All these people that are here right now are here because we've talked to them in the past, Brian.
That's true. That's true.
Which I gotta say,
I'm talking about conventions though.
well, that's why you have me to introduce you to all these people. I had this realization though, like way too late, like a couple days ago when I was organizing all of you coming on here. Like, why the fuck didn't I try to get all of us together for a Talking Toku group photo?
It was a busy weekend.
I know.
Hey, I really wanted to do a giant Kaiju United photo with like alumni, interviewees, staff. David just became staff on Kaiju United. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
That was that was kind of news to me. I know we'd talked about it, but like I wasn't aware it was official. I just saw like in the oh yeah, Kaiju United staff day. I'm like, oh, I guess that's a thing now. Cool.
Well, a congratulations is in order.
Thank you.
Yippee.
We'll hash it out later. I thought that was a fun little nugget to throw in there. But yeah, I really want to do like a huge group photo with like everybody, but the logistics of that are insane. You'd have to pull Matt Frank from his table, Jeff Gomez from his table, Jared wherever he is, and then everyone in this room. So maybe one day, like we'll be big enough, like collect all monsters to where we can have our own panel.
Well, speaking of group photos, and I want to go back to Final Wars for a second, because you said you'd want to do like a big group photo at the Pickwick, just like in the past. And we got out at like 1:30 in the morning, so everyone was like exhausted and just wanting to go home. And we were trying to get it together, and it was like, I don't know, maybe it was like 10 people. And then I just yelled out, because everyone was like standing there around waiting for Ubers. I yell out at the top of my lungs. Again, my voice is already gone, cheering and singing along to Sum 41. I yell out, group picture, everyone get in. The whole crowd comes over, and I'm like, wow, I did not expect that to actually work.
It worked, dude. It came out awesome. And then we all were like, we love X.
We love X.
It was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad that happened at least. But yeah, so if unless anyone else has any closing thoughts on G-Fest 2024.
It was fun.
The real G-Fest was the friends we made along.
That is perfect.
Wise words from Mr. Thirsty Thursday Toys, from the Thirsty Man.
Thirsty Man. Oh, it was fun. It was
Let's
really
drink
fun.
to that.
My cup's empty, but
no, guys, it was really fun. Like 2022, I thought would be my last one, and then Yumiko was announced for 23. Then I started a site, and all the work David and I did for 24, I'll be back.
Yeah,
there's no retirement.
Yeah.
There's no retirement.
I thought this was going to be my last, but then I just had so much fun hanging out with y'all, and I'm like, well, shit.
Same.
Well, and also because I told you that I'm probably going to go next year.
And I can't not go if Brian goes. Like, we have to have it. We have to have all of Talking Toku there at some point.
Yeah.
So, G-Fest 2024, all of Talking Toku will be there. I'm calling.
Everyone is here.
Yes.
We're going to have to make some shirts for us next year.
No, we're going to go back in time.
You mean 2025?
Going back to 2024.
Oh, did I say 2024?
Yes.
Oh.
I love it.
Time is linear,
I'm
David.
sorry. It's late. It's 10:30. It's been.
Oh yeah.
I got home from work and immediately came on here, so cut me some slack. I'm sorry. But yeah, I guess that'll be it. Quazies, Jacob, Donny, Adam, not you, Brian. Thank you so much for coming back on to join us to talk about G-Fest and all the fun times we all had.
Thanks for telling me how much fun you had.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Brian. Anytime.
Now you know to come have fun next year.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Brian. Sorry. We're not actually. This wasn't actually a recap episode. This was all just to peer pressure you into going next year.
I already told you I'm down.
This
could all watch
sealed the
Where the
deal,
Brick-
though. This sealed the deal.
This feels like an intervention.
It is. It is.
It's an
took us an
intervention
hour and a half to get
to
here.
make me. It's an intervention to get me to stop being a cheap bitch.
Yes.
I'm
exactly.
so cheap.
Exactly.
Fine. I guess I'll just manage my money better next year.
That's all you got to do, man. It's all it takes.
All right. Okay. All right.
Well, again, everyone, thank you so much for coming on. If it wasn't clear enough, it was lovely getting to meet all of you. I mean, I've met Jacob, Adam. I've met you already. Multiple. Actually, no, I haven't met.
I've known David for like 10 years.
Yeah, right.
David, I've known you for like 11 years, bro.
That's weird, man.
It was nice to meet you.
Yes, it was nice to meet
It
you
was
as well.
great
And
meeting you.
we got to hang out more, though, for God's sake.
We will.
Absolutely.
Next year.
And talk like normal humans, and no one will There won't be a giant line of people while you try and eat your sandwich.
Oh my god, that was insane.
I have a picture of you eating the sandwich while I'm like.
Do you
talking to the
actually?
crowd. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Please
if you
do.
want
I
to.
haven't. I didn't know about
I
this.
want to
You're
see
just
that.
like
I want to see
smiling
that.
with the sandwich in your hand.
Oh
That
my
is
god,
amazing.
I gotta see this.
That's David. That's David right there.
What, eating a sandwich? That's me. That's my whole
With smiles,
character.
yeah.
Oh goodness. Okay. Well, I shouldn't have to say it because you are already back, but once again, y'all are welcome back on at any time. If there's a topic you want to cover, if there's a movie you want to review, let me know, and we'll make it happen. Because we fly by the
Yes,
seat.
Lyngle, you can be on Talking Toku again. We're formally extending you the invitation.
Hey, as soon as Kaiju Glam Metal Shark Attack comes out on Blu-ray,
Damn,
I'll be here.
we missed that.
If you want to agree on it right now, as soon as it comes out and we can review it, you can be on.
Listen. I have a notes in my phone of various. That's not the right one. Of various ideas for episodes, and one of them is Kaiju Glam Metal Shark Attack in parentheses Jacob guests. So it's been set in stone. It's been set in stone.
Hell
Yep.
yeah.
So, but yes, anyone, please come back, please.
We just don't want Jacob to guess. We want other people.
But yeah, I'm not
Just
gonna.
the look of desperation on your face when you
Yes,
said
that was the bit, Brian. That was the joke.
Oh,
Congratulations,
it's so good.
you got it. Oh, I think I have this picture that you were talking about now.
There you go.
Well, I'll be back for the Gamera the Brave episode.
Oh damn!
Oh,
Well, Brian, now Adam's.
I'm sorry to tell you this, Adam, but you're gonna have to wait a little while. Potentially forever.
Oh god! All right, I'm not going to take up too much of your time anymore, guys. So, once again, thank you for coming on. Hope you have a great night. Jacob, happy birthday!
Happy birthday,
Woo,
Jacob.
happy
Happy
birthday.
Thanks for coming on Talking Toku on your birthday.
Yeah, of course.
Congratulations for getting old.
Damn.
You're next, Brian.
I'm already 26. Joke's on you.
Yeah,
Exactly. You'll be 27 before me, and you're closer to 30.
I'm already 26.
All y'all need to stop. I'm going to be 36 this year.
Me too.
All right, I'm going to stop
Woo!
doing this. I don't
Yes,
think
yes.
we
you
need to
can-
have-
you can
Yay,
stop
goodbye.
recording
Good
it.
job. Yippee.
Yeah.
Yeah, goodbye. Yeah.
Hello, we're back. We
Yup.
did it. You did it. You did it. You listened to the whole thing, right?
Honestly, I can't even believe you made it through.
I can't believe you made it through either. It was a lot. And that, I think we as per usual, we ended kind of chaotically, but that's par for the course on this show, right?
I don't remember how it ended, but yeah.
I don't know. We just kept talking, and
Isn't that always how it goes?
it's always how it goes, man. Like I said, it's par for the course. You know, you get what you. I don't know. I couldn't. I'm tired.
Wow, I can't tell.
Listen, it's 10:30. Cut me some slack.
Mm.
All right. Well, yeah, that was a lot of fun. Once again, thank you to Jacob, Quazies, Donny, and Adam, all for coming back on our little show here and talking about G-Fest.
Thank you for coming back.
We love all of you.
But also, you guys can come back whenever you want. Just ask.
Yeah. Please, honestly, like I like having guests on. It's fun. I like talking to my friends.
It is fun. I get bored of talking to Dave all the time.
I
God,
know. Same here. Brian
he's
sucks.
so smug. He's such an asshole. Like he's always just sitting there.
Brian's just boring. He gets boring to talk to after a while.
Fucking hate you.
I'm kind of
Piece of
glad he lives
shit.
on the other side of the country. I don't just see him all the time.
I want to move back there just to spite you.
Honestly, Brian, if you moved back here purely out of spite, I would respect you so much.
I thought you would say I'd move back to Oregon.
That would be funny too.
We have to keep the Thirsty Thursday toys Talking Toku drink accurate. One of us has to be on each coast.
That's true. You're so right.
Because if we both live on the same coast, he's gonna have to remake the drink.
He has to turn the straws to the same, pointing in the same direction, and then it won't be a T.
Yeah. Mind remember, his entire idea was based off the straw thing.
Exactly.
His mind would break trying to fix it. I think we'd drive Adam insane.
I know. We'd have to. I'll text him, Adam. You need to remake the drink. I'm sorry. And then
Brian and I got into an argument, and then just leave it at that.
and then I won't hear from him for like 3 days until he finally gets back to me.
Yeah. So. Busy man.
Amazing. All right. Well, yep. Hope you guys enjoyed the G Fest talk, and yeah, we'll be back next year, probably, most likely. We will.
Yep. Still planning on going. So
yes,
it'll probably happen.
So, and again, if Brian doesn't come, you can blame him. You can call him a liar and never listen to the show ever again.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to our next segment, Brian.
Cool.
What new cool kaiju thing are you checking out right now, Brian?
I saw Daikaiju, which I kind of talked about a little bit during the main part.
Mm-hmm.
But wow, what a great show!
Right?
Yeah, it's probably the best show I've ever gone to.
That's what I'm saying, man. I've never been to a more fun live show than Daikaiju.
They the woman she swept Sam, our number one fan, off her feet and made her dance with her. Mm-hmm. That was pretty funny. It's pretty funny. And then everyone was fucking having a great time. They lit all their instruments on fire at one point. The drummer was being like held up by people.
Yep.
Some crowd surfing, just everything. And the fact that it happened in a venue so small, it was kind of amazing. Like, I don't know if I sent you a video of it, but it was...
I don't think you did. You sent me pictures before the show.
I did. Here, you know what? Let me send it to you right now.
Okay.
If my phone would work. It's not really working. Oh, wait. Okay. I got it. Oh. Well, these aren't really... Okay, well... I'll just send you, like... Send you these two. There's a picture and then there's a video. I don't really know if you can get a good sense of space, but I'd say it was pretty comparable to, like, the upstairs Palladium.
Mm. Oh, it's loud. I can't really tell space-wise, but I think this was more or less about as big as the place I saw them at. Maybe a little bigger.
Okay.
It was hard to tell because, like, when they came on, when I saw them, like, they physically dragged everyone to the front.
That's so, what happened.
It felt a lot smaller than the venue actually was.
Yeah, that's what happened. Like, there was a bunch of people, like, sitting, like, because it's kind of like steps that go down. So there's like a bar on the top area, and then, like, there's another level there with, like, tables and shit, and then there's the final level which goes up to the stage, and there's, like, a dance floor and shit. Mm-hmm. Like, they were all, like, fucking demanding everyone to get the fuck down there.
Yeah. Yep.
And, like, everybody actually listened, and it was great. It was, man, just what a great fucking show. Honestly, though, I don't know how they could play 2 shows in a row in the same night at, like, where was it, Salt Lake City?
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how they can do that, because that shit was insane, and it looked physically demanding.
They're playing, I think Jacob said it was one show at 7 o'clock, and then another at 10:30 maybe?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, next time we have Jacob on, maybe you can tell us all about it.
Yeah, that'd be one insane night. God damn. Is it the same venue? Do you know if it's the same venue?
It's at 2 different venues.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Other than that, I did end up buying the Humble Bundle of all those Godzilla comics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I haven't read any of them yet, but I have them. Also, side note, rest in peace, Humble Games.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
They made, if anyone who doesn't know, they made Unpacking, which is a fantastic game, and like for someone who just moved and had a lot of life changes, like it really taps into that vibe, and it's great. It's a great game. Dave, you should definitely play it.
I do. I want to play it. I've been wanting to play it since I found out about it, really, but I just
It's
haven't
a
gotten around to it.
great vibes game. Like just to like if you're like super mellow and you just want to like zone out, it's fantastic for that.
That's what it seems like.
Other than that, let me think. What did I do? I think that's it. Pretty
All right.
sure. Yeah.
Well, I just didn't do a whole lot, but I actually rewatched Kong Skull Island the other day. I've been kind of having an itch to go through the rest of the MonsterVerse ever since we covered Godzilla 2014 earlier this year, and I just had a off day where I didn't have anything to do, so I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna rewatch Kong Skull Island, and damn it if it's still not a blast. I think it's the most consistent MonsterVerse film. I do still think I like Godzilla of 2014 more, but Kong is still more consistent. I think it's got a little more going for it. The only real problem is that it's got so many damn characters, man.
Yeah.
Too many characters to care about.
Yeah, it does. I feel like I appreciated the effort to like characterize all the soldiers. But I think if you remove just a few of them, it would be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like if more of them died off in that initial part, I feel like
Yeah.
it would have been a little better. But
yeah, it's still stylistically, it's still the most interesting. Like there's not been a MonsterVerse film that's looked better, I think.
do you whenever I watch Kong Skull Island and there's that part where they're launching all the helicopters out of the boat, I think about the tweet that Jordan put out about the I don't know if you also think about that every once in a while.
I honestly forgot about that until you just mentioned it.
I just love how pissed off he was. It was so funny.
Yeah, it's real good.
Good shit.
Other than that, the only other thing, and I found out about these guys pretty recently. So Oxygen Destroyer is putting out a new album next month. Guardian of the Universe. It is a concept album about the Gamera trilogy. And they put out a new song, I think last week. And I saw these guys in the recommended tab on the video. It's a... What would technically be there? They're like kind of a death metal grindcore band. They're called Slug Gore. And the music video, what was the music video for? I think it was for Overthrow the Surface. The music video for Overthrow the Surface had two of the band members doing mocap. And the mocap, they were mocapping Ultraman and Meekless from Ultra 7. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I looked into them. And Brian, this is their album cover for the new album they just dropped.
Oh boy. Oh my god.
So
that's amazing, actually.
Yeah. And so I listened to the album, I'm like, holy shit, this goes so hard. So the album is They Slime, They Ooze, They Kill. Apparently, a lot of their songs are just about giant slugs, which is pretty sick. There's a kaiju roar in one of these songs. I don't remember which. But they do also have a song about the movie The Deadly Spawn, which is a giant slug movie, of course. And there's also a song on here that's just about like giant prehistoric insects. which is really cool. Yeah, Primal Rules. That was pretty sick.
Goddamn.
Yeah, damn good album. Yeah, I put it on my short list for my albums of the year just because it was just that fun. And also, hey, it's the album is 17 minutes long. It's a breeze to listen to.
That is
And
really
yeah,
short.
so Brian, you should listen to it. I know you hate listening to things when I tell you to right off the bat. You usually wait like 2 or 3 years, but you should really listen to this one because it's so short.
I mean, with music, I've gotten a little better with actually
That's
listening
true.
to stuff.
That's true. Well, here I'll send you the album.
It's just watching stuff.
Well, there you can listen to the album right there.
Thank you.
Because again, yeah, any death metal band that has the balls to put Biollante, Pigmon, Gonku, Minala, and Jappa on their album cover they're okay in my book. So definitely go give Slug Gore's new record a listen because it's damn good.
I will. I'm gonna listen to it after this, probably.
Sick. Well, then you better report back and let me know what you think.
Okay, can do that.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
Is that everything?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I listened to anything else. Or watched and just experienced anything else.
Oh, you know what? One other thing.
Oh,
I got the giant claw from Adam. It came in the mail yesterday.
Very nice. And you can talk. You already heard us talk about it, so never mind. Ignore me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we talked about it. We talked about it in the episode, but it was before it got here.
Yeah. All right. Well, now you have an update on that. Good job.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's it for this episode of Talking Toku. So,
thanks for listening to all of it.
Yes. Thanks.
What a chore, huh?
Right. God. Can't believe you did that. Can't believe we did that.
How do you have so much time on your hands?
Me or our listeners?
Both.
Well, I can't speak for them. But me, I don't know.
Yeah, all right.
I got nothing for you. Well, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube, all at Talking Toku. Go check out Kaiju United. You can't see me because this is an audio podcast, but Brian, if you can see my cool Kaiju United t-shirt that I got at GFrest from Jacob Lyngle.
Look at this huge guy over here. This Kaiju United shirt. Look at this huge guy.
Yeah, I'm a staff member now. Did we figure out what we're doing next episode, Brian? I know we briefly discussed it, but did we come to a conclusion?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll get back to you on that then.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what we're doing.
Yep, guess you'll just have to find out like the rest of us.
Granted, we never know what we're doing.
Nope.
But, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, goodbye.